My precious overlay. Just ignore the overlay. Anyways, I'm not dealing with this right now. In the top left, it is the North American Terran player. The North American Zerg player from Starstorm Gaming. It is Jonsnow. And in the top right, spawning as Protoss, the random player, the Baconator, Star-Lord, also known as Pig. It is a ZVP, and it is on Battle on the Boardwalk, a map known for its shenanigans. Nothing is standard, and nothing will ever be. As in Battle on the Boardwalk, there's a lot of things to point out. First off, taking your natural expansion, the rush distance is relatively short and around this very weird and kind of annoying boardwalk to move through. A gold base can be taken within your own base, and it can be walled off. There are rocks protecting it on one side and a ramp on the other. If you go all the way down and expand here, you get access to a gold base, and it looks like that's exactly what Pig is doing. A base is being blocked. Did he get vision? He saw the spawning pool. He saw the gas on the way. But nothing is standard, so we're just going to have to assume this is a standard Battle on the Boardwalk build. As the gold base is taken. There's nothing Zerg can do outside of maybe Ling drops. He has to take down the rocks, which are already on the southern side of the map. It's such a pain to get down there. He's expanding himself. We should see Zergling speed in just a second. No? Am I missing something? Is he forgetting? Yeah, not gonna get Zerg. Okay, there we go! A few seconds on the later side. But the probe will be chased away by the Zerglings. Only one ingas indicating that he's interested in getting more minerals and probably teching up a little bit. We already have an evolution chamber on the way. And that will give him access to Zergling drops. The gold base is being transferred to, almost enough to put a probe on every mineral patch. The Lings actually get in. Will he spend a chrono on this adept? 3 probes come off. He's going to micro 3 probes against 2 Lings. What a bold move out of Pig. 1 probe taken out, but a Ling as well. Will he be able to get a scout on the gold? I think at this point, and a bit of a mistransfer. He missed a little bit too early on, and he will give away the gold here. So Jonsnow knows what's up. Now what? An adept will be chasing it down. He will be able to clear up these Zerglings, but there are Ling drops on the way. It's 20 to 25 workers. Pig is going to have a much more significant income with access to that gold. But there are a lot of points of entry here. He has multiple Ling drops set up. There's one in the north. There's one towards the south of the base. And Ling speed is on the way, and just Lings are being produced. We'll have to see right after this overload. 12 more Lings. That's it. We're just going hard in the paint. Resonating glaives are on the way and being chronoed out. But they're a long way from home right now, and there are only 2 adepts to deal with this Zergling flood. The drop in the north. How will we deal with this? There are no shield batteries so far. Another drop is being loaded up. He can converge on the main base. And potentially just surround those adepts and probes. The lack of a shield battery is going to hurt here. He's starting to build one, but it's late on the draw. Only a single warp gate has been warped in. More Lings are coming up, some at the front, some at the back, and some to the south. Another adept to the front as well. Getting caught. He's able to get through. Actually, those are the Lings from the drop coming out, but he's found himself walled out here. He needs more Lings to help out. The batteries are trying to hold on. The probe's on hold position. Beautiful micro. But the Lings will be elevated up into the main. This means Lings can come down to the bottom right. The gold base. And there's no pylon here to defend. These probes are as good as dead. Glaives are almost complete. He's got a robo on the way. He wants to be able to counterattack. All these probes are going to fall. And the Nexus maybe... Oh, he recalls. 3 adepts have been recalled and will save the base, but won't save the probes. 15 have gone down so far. It's now 35 to 17. Jonsnow was able to macro up behind. And right now, Pig is looking to be in a very dicey situation as he's running out of probes and running out of income. He still has access to that gold. He's about to have glaives. which will allow him to rip through almost unlimited amounts of Zerglings. But knowing that Jonsnow has a Baneling nest on the way, and he can use the Banelings to take down the Adepts. Oh, that's a lot of Adepts there. 8. And he doesn't really have that many. He doesn't have any Lings at home. He can't make Banelings without Lings. It's in the name. Wing drop being taken out. The income still, it's still pretty rough. He needs the Banelings. The Adepts are shading across. There's actually, without any Banes, the Glaive Adepts will slice through everything. He needs the Banes, and he needs them now. But it's already too late. One Queen will be assassinated. A second one is being targeted down underneath the Overlords. And this will be dead drones. Unfortunately, oh, he's able to get the Adepts in. A good split on him as well. He sees the Banelings. I believe he shaded right past him. But getting good connections on these Adepts, if they're well split, is going to be dicey. The cancel on the shade. He knows the Zerglings are there. He's already forced the drone transfer. It's 29 to 24 workers. It's already starting to even up on the other side. What do we have? Pig just making more Adepts and shading them across. The Banelings not able to get the connections. Oh, he baits them in! Beautiful! The Banelings were not with the Lings. He does a lot of damage to those Adepts, and they should be cleaned up here, but not before getting another couple drone kills. That's going to bring us to 26 to 24. The worker count has seesawed once again back into the favor of Pig. There are still several Queens for Jonsnow. That allows him to hold back but without any Banelings. He's not going to be able to push forward. This little choke point here. The shade is being thrown. He is not going to fall for that again. Will he complete it? He completes the shade into the Zerglings. Big mistake out of Pig. Losing all these Adepts, he just lost all his momentum there. And this might allow Jonsnow either to attack or make drones behind. But that's a big mistake to let that shade complete right on top of the Lings and still not be on the attack move. And once again, we've evened up. Alright, Starlord trying to hold on. Starlord / Pig. We have the Warp Prism. He could warp in on this left corner here. There still is access to Jonsnow's main. He does have 3 bases, but he barely has the drones. He's finally going to put himself over the top here. But Pig is still mining off the gold base for a little while longer. A single Baneling coming in. There's another Baneling inside here. He drops it out. But the shield battery, if it doesn't connect instantly, the shield battery will keep these probes alive. More go down. But at the same time, there are Adepts in the main. The Zerglings come back. He's going to try to target down some drones. He won't get very many. It's 35 to 29 workers. The Dropper Lord being driven out. And Pig trying to find an opportunity to do more damage. And Adepts, this Immortal is on the wrong side of history. And his battle on the Boardwalk has been completed. But more Adepts into the main. He's up to 5 gateways? 6 gateways with 2 more just finishing up. There's still enough Lings to fight this. He needs more shades. But on the high ground, he's able to see these drones from above. More will go down. The shade will be canceled at the last second. He's trying to get time. He will be able to pick out 4 of those Adepts, and 1 will be left behind. But the micro on the low ground as well, helping to get some of that cost efficiency. Banelings will trickle through, but he picks them up at the last second. 2 Banelings in the main. Neither player really realizes this is happening. Pig does at the last second, right before Jonsnow realizes he's in that scenario. He's trying to find a connection. 2 probes might be as many as he can get. Nope. What? 1 is going to be the total. It's 38 to 29 workers, but continually having to remake drones is Jonsnow, while Pig is building up what could be a critical mass. The Overlord driven away, but Overlord speed is nearly completed. +1 attack as well, increasing the effectiveness of those Zerglings, and especially those Banelings. Not going to risk the shade into the Banes. That will bring the Zerglings and the Banes down. This could be a good connection. He's able to split back at the last second. The Banes in the middle of everything. The +1 isn't done yet. There are more Banes at the back. The Adepts will settle for the trade. Another warp in coming up, trying to target down the Banes. Another Adept will be cleaned up, but there aren't that many Banes here. A couple splits, and the Zergling count has been thinned out. +1 not quite done yet. If he does shade into the Banes, there's a Stalker on the other side. He shades 1 Adept through, trying to bait out the Baneling hits. Not quite enough. A Queen assassinated at the 3rd. +1 is done, but there are next to no Zerglings on the deck. We have another Zergling drop coming in. There's nothing at the back. Pig is starting to run out of money, both in the main and at the net at the gold here. The gold base does mine out more quickly. That is the downside. But that's still a lot of Adepts. 61 to 74 supply. The probes being taken out in the main. 23 to 22 workers killed so far. Massive shade being thrown. He sees the Banelings. He shouldn't shade through. He doesn't. But he's working on the third and starting to actually take some serious damage. Banelings being used. A great split on the Adepts here. More Warpins as well as he tries to move forward. The Adepts being chipped away. 2 Adepts made it into the main. 1 will survive, and if he can get on that drone line, it could be a lot of damage. More Banelings are waddling through. I can't describe it any other way. We do have that 1 Adept targeting down drones in the main, but the Queen being in an ideal position here. More Adepts continuing to come through. Pig supply is dropping. He's starting to run out of steam. There's just too much production now for Jonsnow. A couple too many bad trades. The Zergling count is getting overwhelming. And the numbers are starting to thin. More Zerglings into the main. More probes going down. And it looks like he's almost out of gas. Alright, sees the mains with the shade. Trying to take a third as Pig, but it seems Jonsnow has held on just long enough. The gold base has mined out. This attack has finally lost steam. He doesn't really have the income. And he can't produce enough Adepts. More get into the main. Not quite able to target down the drones, but, well, another shade. But the Zerglings are on top of it. It will complete, unfortunately. He'll get another couple drones. GG! And Jonsnow will hold on. Pretty intense game.